This is my journey to beating every PS2 game. What's up everyone, welcome back to beating every PS2 game. Today we're playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance, developed and released by Raven Software in 2006. So here we got story mode, default difficulty is normal, so we went ahead with normal. So the game starts out on the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, where Dr. Doom's minions are attacking the ship. Here we see Nick Fury talking to Doom, telling him to give up, and we're gonna take him down. And then here we see the Avengers. So yeah, Dr. Doom's trying to take over the ship, and we gotta stop that from happening. So here we get into the playable area of the game. So you can switch between all four of your characters. You could also swap them in and out with different characters. Each one has different abilities. So we walk around the ship, get some fighting in. X is for your light attack and circles for your heavy attack. So we got these Ultron warriors on the ship. I guess they're working with Dr. Doom here. But yeah, it's kind of just like a beat 'em up game. Just a lot of just fighting enemies. Captain America could throw his shield. That's like his special attack. I guess it's like a ranged attack. Then as we go through the ship, we meet up with Scorpion, who's also working for Dr. Doom. And of course, this is going to end in a fight. So we start fighting Scorpion, and I realized really quickly I could spam Spider-Man's web attack to just take down bosses from afar. So I ended up using that a lot through the game. Pretty much every mini-boss. It's definitely the meta. Yeah, so we meet up with Nick Fury on the control deck. And he tells us we're being attacked by the Masters of Evil, a group of supervillains that Dr. Doom is controlling. And we see Black Widow calling in. And there's missiles that are being launched, and we gotta stop them. So here's a S.H.I.E.L.D. access point. You could save your game here, and you can also change your team. So of course I took a look at what characters are available. Right now it's Wolverine, Thor, Spider-Man, and Captain America. You got the Thing, Luke Cage, Invisible Woman, Storm, Mr. Fantastic, Ms. Marvel. Also have the Human Torch, Iron Man, Elektra, Iceman, Deadpool, and Spider-Woman. So I switched up my team. I added Iron Man and Luke Cage, because Luke Cage is a boss. So we got Captain America, Spider-Man, Luke Cage, and Iron Man. So Luke Cage basically becomes a protagonist here instead of whoever the other protagonist was supposed to be. So we got to destroy these control systems for the missiles. Luke Cage is definitely just like more of a tank in this game. I don't remember him having too many good special abilities, but he did a lot of damage with his fists. But by far, I think Spider-Man and Iron Man became my top two heavy hitters. And we run into Bullseye, who wants to launch a missile at a heavy populated city. And we end up fighting his goons here and then take care of him. So yeah, right here I try to fight him with Luke Cage, and yeah, it's just not as effective as like Spidey's webs or Iron Man's blast attack. Spidey could just stay in the back and just unload rapidly on him. So yeah, every time you beat a mini boss, they'll drop an item. You can equip it to your characters for better stats, or like perks, ability perks almost. So yeah, we successfully blow up the missile attack, and Nick Fury says the crisis has been averted. But now the Masters of Evil are attacking the stabilizing engines, so we gotta get in there and save that engine. We also find Black Widow's laptop, which they're all confused why it's there. and it kind of becomes like a side quest during the game. So here we got some consoles. We gotta have both characters use it at the same time, and this deactivates some shields in the other room. And we got more minions to fight. So yeah, there's just like a lot of fighting going on. Every time I get to one of these places, I had to go through a ton of fights to get there. We run into Winter Soldier here. It's kind of looking like a Marvel movie, you know. It's like Captain America, Winter Soldier. So yeah, we take him on with Luke Cage. He does decent damage, but yeah, then the radioactive man steps in. And they end up retreating, falling back. And they're going to be busy with the force fields and the engines. We get to the next room, and he's like, oh, I told you they follow. It's a trap, basically. So we end up following them all the way outside. And we got Radioactive Man and Winter Soldier here together. And there's a gun out here. And we're questioning him about Dr. Doom's group. And we go back to Old Reliable here. Or we try to, but Radioactive Man starts pushing us. He's got some ranged attacks as well. But yeah, Radioactive Man, he starts throwing stuff at us. He's got one sliver of health left. And we ended up just waiting for him to come up the stairs, and then we popped him with some webs. But we defeated them. And there's no time to waste. There's a huge creature that's attacking the primary engine, so we gotta get out there. So we head on outside. There's this giant dragon-like thing called Fin Fang Foom. I'm not sure the background here as far as the comics go or anything, but this thing is huge. Not sure what comic series it's from. So we gotta hop on the AA gun, use it to knock down the dragon. Or at least to get him to land. And he does. Now when he's on the ground, you can really start attacking him. Of course, I go right to Spider-Man and start web blasting. But he's got a ton of health, so it takes a couple cycles of doing that. And then this is the first time I really switched to Iron Man. His do some big chunks of damage, so I was like, alright, that's the move. So yeah, we took out Fin Fang Foom. And we saved the helicarrier. So, since the helicarrier is in bad shape, they switch up their headquarters to Tony Stark's tower. So now our home base is the Stark Tower. So here you can do a lot of different things. You could talk to all your characters. It's mostly just like little side combos. You could also upgrade your characters here. So you can upgrade all their abilities. This comes in huge handy throughout the game. Upgrading Spidey's web attack and Iron Man's blast attack is huge. We talked to Wyatt Wingfoot about the laptop, because they suspect Black Widow's working with the enemy. But yeah, then we head to Omega Base. And we meet Dum Dum Dugan. So we gotta get to the control room to try and take over the thing. And we gotta protect Dum Dum Dugan. We got these AIM troopers here we gotta take out. They're fairly easy. And we end up coming across a super soldier. Now I'm assuming these things are kind of like kind of how they did to Captain America. But I guess they went wrong and turned them into super soldiers instead, like these beastly guys. But yeah, you could also find discs in the level that let you replay like classic stories as a certain character. So each character has one. So we got Captain America's and we figured we'd try it out. You gotta deactivate a bunch of bombs, and then you get to the end, you gotta fight Winter Soldier in front of the missile. But I had no idea how to beat it. The missile ended up launching. There was like, you had like 20 seconds to take out Winter Soldier in front of the thing. So I tried that 2 or 3 times, and I just gave up. It was difficult. But yeah, those are considered like little side challenges. So we continue on. We fight the Crimson Dynamo on the ship, and end up taking him out. Film the Dugan speeding around the place. Take out the drivetrain, and the speed of the ship has been decreased because of that. The controls are locked down, and we gotta look for the neutral inhibitor, and we end up meeting Mysterio here, obviously a Spider-Man villain. He just destroyed some controls there, which unleashes the super soldier giants. Basically, he knocked out the force fields, locking them in there. These guys have a ton of health. They're kind of annoying. And then we push on and we meet Bruce Banner. And this is like a little side quest to rescue him. So we end up finding him. He's obviously the gamma expert. So he shuts down the gamma bombs. And at this point, I guess we don't know he's Hulk, so we're just like, alright, you just stay here. We see Mysterio here. Now we gotta fight Mysterio. His gimmick is he makes like little clones of himself. Obviously one of them is the real one. The rest are apparitions. And it's kind of an annoying fight because you just have to keep killing them. But eventually we take them all out. And then we push down further and we talk to MODOK. And we take this elevator up. Bunch of troops coming down. So yeah, this game has some cool, like, little interesting mechanics to it. Like, some unique stuff going on. And we get access to the guns on the outside. And we finally run into MODOK. And we get frozen in place immediately as soon as we enter. And he has a little trivia game for us. So what force holds you to the earth? Obviously it's gravity. Got that one right. So every question we get, we can move closer to him. Who is Loki the true son of? I'm pretty sure I got this one wrong. I think I put Odin. It's supposed to be Ymir, I believe. My Marvel knowledge is not great. I've seen most of the movies. But yeah, we end up getting close enough and then we fight him. Just like any other regular mini-boss. He's kind of a tank though. Not sure why I was using Luke Cage to fight him here, but you know, we're getting the job done. Yeah, so we take out MODOK. Now we can shut down the Omega base. And it's done. Omega base has been shut down. And you know what's funny is that the dialogue actually changes depending on who your like main character is. So Luke Cage will say some funny shit. Definitely some different dialogue than the normal main character would have been. Yeah, you could also change characters' costumes, so I changed Luke Cage into his classic comic book costume. I actually have a bunch of old Luke Cage comics. It's actually a funny story. My grandpa was Stan Lee's exterminator in, I think in Queens. So, Stan Lee would ask him if he had a kid, and he did, which was my dad. And he's like, here. So he would just toss him a stack of comic books like every time he came over there. It's pretty funny. So I have all these old comic books basically from Stan Lee's house. But yeah, so then we head on to Atlantis. There's some problems in Atlantis and we gotta talk to Namor. Yeah, we rescue him. And the Atlanteans are not too fond of outsiders. But we're here to help, so they have no choice but to let us. And we're gonna look for the sonic emitters and get rid of Atuma. And as we head on, we see Krang. And I forget who the other guy is. Krang and Bira. Not sure who these guys are. But yeah, we have to fight them. And we end up taking them out. pretty easily. Most of the mini bosses are like pretty easily. There's only a handful that have like given me trouble throughout this game. But yeah, then we break the emitters and we head back to Namor. Or no, we just continue on. I saw this giant pit thing. I thought we were supposed to go down it, but it ends up just insta-killing you. I was like, what? I was like, what is the point of this thing? So you kind of just have to go around it. Yeah, then there's like the this pearl that we had to take and put it on this pedestal to get the door open. And we see a Tuma, him and Tiger Shark. And we gotta fight them, of course. He had me trapped in the corner here. I couldn't even move. It was kind of a little bug or glitch, I guess you'd call it. So yeah, Spider-Man was trapped in the corner for this fight. But eventually we got him out and we had to fight Tiger Shark. This guy's health, he had a ton of health. But we ended up taking him out. So yeah, after we defeat them, we question them about the sonic emitters, and the Mandarin shows up. And he summons a little entertainment for us, which happens to be a giant boss battle. It's the Kraken. So yeah, the Kraken, you had to do a bunch of quick time events to damage him. You kind of had to get him to attack a pillar. And then once he attacked the pillar, you could do the quick time events and the pillar will fall on him. Takes like a third or a quarter of his health. You just do that a bunch of times and the Kraken is defeated. Nice try, Mandarin. Yeah, the pillar falls on him. Boom, Cap did something. Let's go. So Kraken's toast. Got his little Atlantean goons down here. And we head back to Stark Tower. And the next mission is the Valley of Spirits. Where we gotta track down the Mandarin and ask him who he's working for. So we head on down to the Valley of Spirits. We get a cutscene with Loki talking to Doom. And Loki's gonna get involved in the battle now. So we get to the Mandarin's palace and we gotta track him down. See what he knows about the Masters of Evil. This place had a cool vibe to it. It's a nice cool palace he's got going here. Fighting Shaolin monks in this area. They're no trouble. Usually those little goons are pretty easy. Then we have to fight the Dragon Man. The Dragon Man's kind of a tank. Does a decent amount of damage. And we end up taking him out. And Luke Cage died in that fight. So yeah, the Mandarin speaks to us and he says Ultimo will deal with us. So right now we're only with 3 members. That's the thing, if your guy, one of your teammates dies, it's like a permadeath until you get to one of those checkpoint things where you could save your game. So we gotta fight Ultimo and throw these bombs at him. And we just lost Spider-Man. So now it's just Cap and Iron Man left. Yeah, there was a couple parts of this game where I ended up losing a bunch of characters. And it was just like, not even worth trying. You just had to restart. But yeah, we eventually get them back. And we take down some Shaolin Masters. And we're just exploring the palace at this point. It's kind of like a giant maze. And we run into the Grey Gargoyle. And yeah, we gotta fight the Grey Gargoyle. He's got a bunch of minions he summons. But they all go down the same. His health was kind of tanky too though. But no match for Spidey's darts. And we take down the Grey Gargoyle. And we keep looking for the Mandarin. We gotta fight a lot of people to find the Mandarin. he's got the Ultimo Mark II now we gotta fight. This one takes a lot more damage, thankfully. And it's just the usual strat. Blast him with the ranged attacks. And he goes on down. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Marvel characters in this that I've never really heard of or like didn't know about too much. So it was cool to see all of the characters in one game. And here we meet Doctor Strange. And he is looking for the Eye of Agamotto, I think, or the Stone of Agamotto. The Orb of Agamotto. So yeah, we gotta help him find that. And yeah, we end up finding it. Basically just clearing different rooms and taking out goons. And he leaves the party. We end up making it to the Mandarin's room. And the Mandarin is actually a tough boss fight. For a while I had no clue what to do. He teleports himself up to like a balcony after you beat his first phase, or at least get his health down enough. Then he summons all these little goons out here just like endlessly that come at you. And I couldn't figure it out for the longest time, so I tried to use the teleporter, but I guess because the goon was there, like, we couldn't use the teleporter. I still have no clue how this works, but yeah, there were also these little spider things. So yeah, basically if the Ultimos are in the room, you can't use the teleporter. But then he summoned these little spider things that kind of explode. So I figured out after a while that you gotta get in the teleporter with the spider thing, or get one of the spider things into the teleporter, and that's how you damage the Mandarin. And then you can enter his room and just beat the crap out of him. So we did that a few more times. He ends up coming down. He's got a sick tornado attack, fire attack. He was a difficult fight, but yeah, once I figured out that spider phase, it was not that difficult. But we take him out, and we ask him what the Masters of Evil are planning, and he says they kidnapped Jean Grey from the X-Men, and then he disappears. This guy gets away scot-free. We never see him the rest of the game. But yeah, so he kidnapped 2 X-Men. He kidnapped Jean Grey and Nightcrawler. So now we gotta go to Mephisto's realm and save them. So we tell Wyatt. So they have to use a new headquarters now, which is Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. So this is now like the new home base. And our next mission is to go to Mephisto's realm. But we also find there is there's like a trivia game here you could play. We end up just exploring this place for a while. Yeah, so there's the trivia game. I did a bunch of these for a while. There's not a member of Vishanti. I had no idea. I think I just took a guess. Yeah. The vision is programmed based on the brain patterns of. You guys tell me in the comments below. But yeah, so we had to. Oh, Dr. Doom's castle. Yeah, so we head to Dr. Doom's castle. But I'm pretty sure this isn't the real Dr. Doom's castle. We gotta break our way through these little traps they got going on. Got Doom Sentry. And we see Jean Grey here. They said, oh, she sounds a little different. And she's free, yeah, she's working with Dr. Doom now, so she's free. Free from the X-Men and Dr. X's power, Dr. X's control. But yeah, so we take out this version of Jean Grey. And we realize we're in Murder World. It's not Dr. Doom's castle, it's a fake setup of Dr. Doom's castle, and we get this guy Arcade talking to us, who runs Murder World. And yeah, we gotta rescue the senator here. The senator's like, I don't trust any of you, get me out of here, blah blah blah. So So yeah, then we gotta fight Jean Grey again. And we're pretty sure it's not the real Jean Grey at this point, so we just gotta fight her, take her out. She says, "Arcade, help me." And Arcade is running the show here, it seems. So we gotta get 2 golden tickets to enter the funhouse. And you gotta play some arcade games to get it. So this is a version of Pitfall, classic, what is it, NES game, I believe. Yeah, and after falling through the cracks a bunch of times, I end up completing it, getting a golden ticket. And Jean says, "Oh, that was a weird dream. I attacked people. Oh." But she snapped back to reality. And now we're in the pinball section of the murder world. There's a bunch of arcade clowns here. We're inside a giant pinball machine. This is a really cool level. I actually enjoyed this. It was kind of annoying at times, but pretty cool. So we go to one of the top areas of the pinball machine. We see Rhino up here. We end up beating him. And you pretty much have to hit everything in the room to open the door. Like, all the buttons have to be pressed. And then we see Shocker on the other side. He's got some long range attacks. So we just get to blasting him on our own. And we get him in the corner. And we end up taking him out. So yeah, we take down Rhino and Shocker. We hit down these things. And giant pinballs are raining from the skies when we make our escape. And we get our second golden ticket. Or I guess that's the first golden ticket. And then I realized in the next room you could ride bumper cars, so you could just drive around the whole place. It's kind of funny. So yeah, I did that for a little while, messed around. You could also damage stuff by driving into it. And there's a pinball claw game machine here with what is that, Blade doll in it, which unlocks Blade from any shield point, so you could join your team now if you want. So that was cool. I like that. I wanted to try and unlock all the different superheroes, but it's hard to find them all. And then we get a little mini game here. We gotta take down the clowns with bumper cars, and we gotta play another game, which is basically what, Brick Breaker, I think you call it. So Luke Cage just moves around this thing and plays like giant Brick Breaker. And we get through that one. It's just a whole fun house, this place. It's just wild. It's like never ending. The floor drops. And we end up in a big boss battle. And it's Arcade. It's Arcade Bot. So we gotta launch yourself out of a cannon to do any damage to him. But of course, the first time I used it, I missed. So basically, the Arcade Bot has to be on that bullseye. And then you can hit him. A bunch of quick time events. And you end up damaging him by doing that. So yeah, you just cycle that, rinse and repeat. Just keep doing your quick time events. And you end up taking them out. So yeah, then we get Spidey involved, and we take out the last bit of his health. The Arcade Bot is toast. And Arcade makes fun of Captain America. And then he tells us about Mephisto's realm. So yeah, that means we gotta go to Mephisto's realm next. And we use this teleporter to get to Mephisto's realm. This place is kind of like the underworld, like it's almost like a hellscape. So we're talking to Professor X now. He tells us to go find Nightcrawler and Jean Grey. Now this part you gotta light these 5 candles to get to the next area. You kind of have to beat little challenges in each corner of the map to get it open, which we end up doing. Once you figure out the challenges, they're not that hard. It took me a while to figure them out at first, but yeah, you figure them out eventually. So yeah, Jean Grey says she's here, but she's under attack by Blackheart's minions. So Blackheart seems like the next mini-boss we gotta fight. And then this giant demon hops out of the lava. Fire giant. With enhanced damage. Yeah, so eventually the enemies start getting a little harder with like enhanced health or enhanced damage. But yeah, that one wasn't too bad. And we find another one of these things with Ghost Rider in the middle of it. So this was kind of a weird part. It was like you gotta first break all these chains, right? Then Mephisto talks to us. So basically you could switch one of your characters if you want Ghost Rider on your team. So of course I wanted to unlock Ghost Rider, so I ended up leaving Captain America in there. He's probably the most useless party member I had right now, so. And then we see Blackheart. And we say, give us Nightcrawler and Jean Grey. But Blackheart isn't too bad. And we just gun him down. But there's a lot of obstacles on the freaking battlefield, so we gotta dodge those and dodge his attacks. He does shoot us pretty far. But yeah, we end up taking him out. But there's a clone of him. So I'm pretty sure you just gotta take out each one of these until his health gets lower and lower. Eventually there's the final one left, and he just keeps blasting us. Then you can just take him out once all those clones are destroyed. Yeah, we take out Blackheart, and then we have a choice. We can only save one, according to Mephisto. So right here, I was like, I don't know what to do. Who do I want to keep? They both say, "Oh, I'll rescue the other." Like, "Yo, I'll rescue Nightcrawler. Don't rescue me." But I end up releasing Jean Grey because she seemed more important to the story. So yeah, we get Jean Grey now. And a little bit of down the line, she gets really upset, and then she ends up turning into the, I think it's called the Dark Phoenix or something. At the end of the game, they tell you that because of that. But yeah, now we got to fight Mephisto, and this is one of the hardest boss fights in the game. Especially at this point, I only had 2 party members left, so I think it was pretty much impossible. I battled with Spider-Man and what's his name? Skull Rider, Knight Rider, and yeah, he just kicked my ass. And then he summons Nightcrawler to help him. So now I got 2 bosses I gotta fight with 1 guy left, and yeah, we end up losing here. I tried a couple more times. It was literally almost impossible, so I had to restart the whole part, do everything over again, keep my heroes with higher health, and then I challenged them again. It was kind of annoying. It took like an extra half hour, and he's still doing work on us. But yeah, he's got a ton of ranged attacks. It's hard to get away from them all. And this time he summoned Jean Grey. Yeah, this time I picked Nightcrawler to come with me. And yeah, so we end up getting her. She helps out. Get Captain America back, and we take out Mephisto. One of the harder bosses. I was so mad when I had to restart this whole level. But we ended up taking it on. And Jean sacrifices herself. So yeah, there's 2 different ways you could go with the story there. I think at the end they tell you both stories. Or no, they tell you the Jean Grey survives story. And the next area we gotta go to is Asgard. I think Loki's making some trouble. And what else is new? We get a cutscene of the defenders of Asgard trying to fight off all these trolls, all these goons. And Loki's overlooking the battlefield. He wants control of Asgard for himself. And we end up at the Bifrost Bridge, or the Bifrost, as they say in this game. And we talk to Valkyrie. So we gotta get through this area. We end up moving all these pillars into place to open up a bridge here. Yeah, this place had a bunch of little puzzles in it you had to do. And we ended up getting through it. And then we got to get across the actual bridge. There's a ton of enemies on it. And we got to make it all the way to the end. Got these Viking warriors attacking us, and they shoot flame at us. I mean, this part was pretty easy, just dodging the flame. The things come so slow. And then they kept disappearing for some reason, so we make it to the end, drop the drawbridge, and we're outside of Asgard. And we run into Thunderball, Wrecker, and who else? We got Thunderball and Wrecker here. And who is that? I don't even know who these guys are. Pile Driver. And whoa, he was choking Spidey. But yeah, we end up taking them out anyway. The Wrecking Crew, they were called. I'd never heard of them, so I couldn't recognize them. But yeah, we make it on up. And we head back to Valhalla, where we meet Lady Sif. And we gotta break Balder from prison. So we head on into Asgard. And we gotta free Balder. It's the Hammer of Vidar, the brother of Thor, shows up right in the middle of the area. And we could pick him up and use it. Now here, you had to beat Thor to unlock this statue. So I had to switch my character, get Thor out, and use his lightning attack on it to continue to the next area. So there's cool little things like that where only certain characters could do things in this game. And we find Balder, and we gotta free him. It says 2 of his other brothers are in prison too, Heimdall and one other one. A Tyr. Spidey makes a joke, and we run into Scorpion again. And Lizard. And yeah, we end up taking them out pretty easily. Oh, it's Ultra Scorpion this time. So yeah, Spidey makes quick work of them. And we gotta find a way to get Tyr down. And we also find another room, which is like the foundry, like the forge, I think it's called. I think they make like a sword in there or something. I cut it out though, just because it was kind of like a side quest. But yeah, we saved Tyr. And this video is getting a little long, I apologize. But yeah, then we gotta go save Heimdall. Similar situation. It's frozen solid this time. Gotta save him. And of course, Shocker's here. The living icicle, he calls him. Shocker and Rhino are back. So we gotta fight them again. Rhino gets blasted by the web attacks. Same thing with Shocker. We just keep tapping X. Yeah, see, once you upgrade your web blast, like, the thing just does damage. And then Iron Man finishes him off. And we gotta find a way to melt this ice. We turn these mirrors into place to melt the ice. And Heimdall is freed. He looks a little bit different than the Marvel movies character, but I'm guessing this is more comic accurate. Yeah, you gotta remember, this game came out before any of the Marvel movies, so everyone looks a little different from what people know nowadays. And we see Enchantress, and we gotta fight them. I think I've seen this big guy before. I forget his name. What's his name? Executioner. Yeah, I feel like I've definitely seen this guy before. He kind of looks like a bad guy in like Golden Axe or something. But but pretty sure I've seen him in a comic. The very little comic knowledge I have. And we freed Balder. Yay. Now we go head off to Niflheim. Niflheim is like a frozen tundra. We got these Viking warriors attacking us. Yeah, and there's also a stun move you have. There's different combos you can use as the Marvel heroes. And we gotta fight these guys, Ulik and Curse, I think the other guy's name is. Yeah. So we scrap them up. They're like little trolls, like little goblin trolls. I don't know, they look crazy. Some old Norse troll enemies. We take them out. And there's a chest we're trying to open that we found. And, oh, and we run into Baron Mordo. And Ultron, we get to fight Ultron. He looks crazy in this game. He's got like rabbit ears. It's pretty funny. So I'm guessing Ultron and Doctor Doom are working together. I wonder if that's like comic lore, like accurate. Because Doom summons like Ultron minions all the time throughout this game. So yeah, we take out Mordo and Ultron. And we end up speaking to Loki. We said, give back Odin. And yeah, we fight Loki out here. He's actually pretty decent. He does a ton of damage. But we end up just beating the crap out of him. He took out Iron Man and Captain America. So we finally take him out with Luke. And we're looking for the Destroyer armor. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff in this game. I didn't even know what was going on half the time. It's all like comic book lore and stuff. I'm like, alright, we gotta get the Destroyer armor now. And oh, Loki's disguised himself as Nick Cage. Nick Fury. And yeah, so Loki takes the armor. Even though we just beat him, he's back. So now it's like a whole, I don't even know how to describe this part. It's like a whole maze of stuff you gotta go through. And there's like little Loki clones in each room. You gotta break them. And then, yeah, you just gotta find the right room, I think, and then beat them up, and that's Loki defeated. Now we see Doom. And we ask him what he's done with Odin. And he says, I will send you to oblivion. So now this part of the game, Doom is starting to get really strong. It's becoming more and more powerful with all these, I think he's trying to acquire like all these relics and items, these magical items. And then we meet one of the Watchers. He tells us about Galactus and how he's attacking a city. And yeah, Doom thinks he destroyed us, but the Watcher saved us at the last possible moment to keep order in the universe. And he's basically on our side. He says we gotta get Odin back, and we gotta get a couple items to make it happen. The Macron crystal we have to get. So we head to, I believe this is Shi'ar something. I forget the name of the place, but we gotta find that Makar crystal, the Shi'ar Empire. And yeah, we're basically breaking in this place. So yeah, we got a bunch of Shi'ar soldiers here we gotta take out. We make our way through the base. And we gotta end up fighting Gladiator here. Yeah, I wasn't too aware of the whole story at this part of the game. It was kind of just a lot of stuff going on. After that Mephisto realm restart, I was just zoned out. But yeah, this guy Corsair's helping us, and I think we want to take out the ship here. So yeah, we got some AA cannons on the outside we gotta destroy. So we head on the outside of the ship, and we just start punching the crap out of them till they're destroyed. And yeah, we take out all the guns. And now we head back inside where we see Hussar and Neutron. Not sure about these characters either. They have a lot of obscure characters in these games. In this game, there is also a second one of this game, so one day I'll play that. I would love to see like how far it's come, you know. I know there's actually a Avengers game on the newer consoles, like present day consoles. And we gotta fight Deathbird here. She's an interesting boss. She's got like quick time events in it. And yeah, we end up just scrapping her, taking her out. And yeah, she's tight because she has the Macron crystal and we took her out. Now the whole place is gonna start to self-destruct basically. So yeah, we gotta we get a little cutscene of Wolverine here. I'm not sure why he was here. He kind of just showed up. So yeah, we take out all these things. And we blew up the core there. And the princess comes out. And we saved the ship. But yeah, there was also a little thing where it's like, you couldn't do both of them. Save the princess or destroy the, or prevent the destruction of the ship. So, yeah, you can actually get both done if you just hurry. So we just hurried and saved both of them. And then we got the Super Skrulls show up. And it turns out, oh yeah, they want us to do something for them. And we got the doors open to the ship bay. And it turns out they are not too friendly. So after we open the doors for them, they attack us. They got some crazy ice move to freeze us. But yeah, you know, they all go down the same. We take them all out. Iron Man's attack is doing super damage at this point. We just keep upgrading him. Only thing about it is the accuracy. It's a little inaccurate. You gotta really like lock in. And we head on out to the cityscape. And we see Galactus in the background, the ultimate enemy out here. And the Skrulls will come attack us while we gotta run down this path to escape Galactus. And we also need to destroy these things out here to save the Skrull planet. Now we gotta find the muonic inducer. It's one of the things we're looking for. But yeah, Galactus is a beast. He basically could one-shot you guys if you aren't moving the right way. So he basically one-shotted everyone in my party besides Luke Cage. So I just kept booking it. And then we run into the Silver Surfer out here. And then we actually have to fight Galactus. And normally he'd probably be impossible to kill, but since we have the Silver Surfer on our side, he can do damage to him. It's pretty wild. He's basically surfboarding through the air, fighting him. And yeah, you kind of just have to do that over and over again. We did some good chunk of damage on him. I think you have to like destroy one of those generators on the sides of him, and then Silver Surfer comes out. And yeah, we end up taking down Galactus, which is pretty crazy. I know in the movies they talk about how he's like literally impossible to beat. I don't know what happens in the comics, but I guess the Silver Surfer is there to beat him. And now we gotta return to Earth. And I believe this is where we go to Dr. Doom's actual castle. So yeah, they basically said Dr. Doom's gotten so strong at this point that like no one on Earth can stop him. And he basically just turns Earth into his own reality. And he also has the power to corrupt people. So instead of killing them, he can take them over and make them join his side. So maybe that's what he was doing with all the other villains, who knows. But yeah, so we get a cutscene of him brainwashing, what's his name, Colossus and Cyclops. But we'll find out soon. He's got a whole bunch of other good guys turned into bad guys. Basically all of Earth's heroes, like any hero that's from Earth, that's not on our team, he turned into evil versions of themselves. Yeah, so then we're at Stark Tower again, and Dr. Doom's robots, his Ultron bots, are attacking. So we gotta hold off the fight and take them all out. There's a shitload of them here. We just gotta survive. Take out as many as we can. And we ended up doing it. We got the Muonic Inducer. And we have to now go raid Doom's castle before it's too late. And we enter Doom's castle, and he is speaking to us. And he wants to take over the entire universe. He wants the Watchers to bow down to him. So now it says we gotta find the armor, gauntlets, and face mask of Doom. Upon returning them, you're worthy enough to hold court. And here's where we see the evil superheroes. We got Dark Captain America and Dark Colossus here. Pretty cool. They got different character skins. But yeah, the Captain America one was easy. And we fight Colossus. And yeah, Iron Man's blast. I just have like fully upgraded at this point. Just crushing foes. He sends more Doombots out. We gotta keep moving forward until we find Dark Cyclops and Dark Psylocke. So yeah, we obviously take them out with a bunch of webs. Psylocke falls off the dang cliff. And then we gotta fight Cyclops. The camera gets a little crazy here. But we take him out. And we find Odin trapped in some kind of mystical machine. So we gotta try and break him out. So now it's, yeah, we can't break it with physical attacks. Oh, and we meet Dark Thor. Oh, so maybe I was wrong. I guess that he can corrupt just about anyone. Thor's not from Earth. So yeah, we gotta fight Dark Thor and Dark Spider-Man here. Dark Spider-Man looks sick. I like the purple outfit. I wonder if that's in any comics. Like a corrupted Dark Spider-Man. I know there's like Venom, or not Venom. There's like the Black Spider-Man outfit. But I have no idea, honestly. So yeah, we saved Odin's life, but Doom still has his power, so his life force is kind of drained. And then there's this room with all these upgrades in it that because we did that, we get them all. I guess this is one of the ways the developers will just give you an upgrade right before a boss fight. They do this in many games. So yeah, this is pretty much where we realize we're fighting Doom. This is the final boss, baby. And we get in here, and we see all the rest of his squad that he's converted to his side. We got the Dark Fantastic Four. So of course we gotta fight them. It's all 4-on-4. And it's mayhem out here. We take down the Thing. The Thing is just relentless on us. But we take him down. Somehow he barely does any damage to us. Invisible Woman, her health is trash. We take her down quick. The Human Torch. Yeah, Iron Man's attacks are just too good. And then, yeah, Dr. Doom is pissed and he says, "You gotta take on me, pal." So yeah, Dr. Doom can fly, so he flies around the room. You gotta avoid his goons, and you just gotta chase him around the room, attacking him whenever you get a chance. Yeah, you get a couple quick time events here. And I think once you do that, he's able to be attacked, because in the beginning you just can't attack him. It does like no damage. So yeah, we have to fly around the room and try and get him. Use Iron Man, fly up on top there, just keep shooting at him. Iron Man basically clutched this fight. I just kept blasting him. Just any chance I could. Yeah, Spidey gets some shots in here. He's summoning these super mutants to come attack us. And oh, he's got very little health left. He starts running away. Iron Man's launching attacks at him, and boom, we take him out. And we get a cutscene where Doom starts crumbling. And Doom has been defeated. All that's left is his mask. And boom, that is the game. GG. So yeah, that's Marvel Ultimate Alliance game number 23 complete. My game ratings for this one, I gave the difficulty of 4. It was pretty easy overall. I mean, Iron Man and Spider-Man's attacks make light work of bosses and tougher enemies. And the regular goons are just usually no problem. The graphics I gave a 5.5. It's nothing crazy, but there were some cool art styles and a bunch of levels. For enjoyability, I gave it an 8.5. This was actually a pretty fun game, and I love the amount of playable characters of all the Marvel characters that you could play as, and the Power Man himself, Luke Cage. And the music, I gave a 6. You know, it's just solid Marvel superhero songs. So yeah, that's it. Stay tuned for the next game. We got 1821 games on the board. Let's see what we get. Oh boy, 1554, okay. Oh, The Fairly Odd Parents. We get to play The Fairly Odd Parents. And the next game is The Fairly Odd Parents Breaking the Rules. Thanks for watching my playthrough of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more PS2 games. Also, follow me on Twitch to see me play the games live. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!
Please.